UBS Securities LLC instrument failure. Participants are advised that NSCC through its agent has received notification from the underwriter that the following QSIP on the above mentioned issue originally scheduled for November 10th, 2023 has been postponed to be determined. So in other words, because I can't pay today and I don't know when I can pay, and since you don't know how much interest I have to pay you, we can all come back at some later date and we can talk about it. Till then, let's buy more tokens because you know they keep on going up. What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Yesterday, we talked about a lot of weird government loopholes, large banks, stuff to do with AMC failed to deliver data that came out. And today we have even more stuff to cover. The saga continues. We have a lot to cover on AMC, GameStop, the overall market, the Tesla trade, and then some stuff to do with crypto. So make sure to watch until the end of the video. And of course, for the hard work that goes into this video, all I ask, it's free. Hit the like button. Let's get into it. So the first thing we started off the video with was the DTCC actually changing the format all of a sudden from an issuer failure for UBS Securities LLC to basically a postponement email that says, in other words, right, the too long didn't read, the basic breakdown, the wrinkled brain, right? We'll come back at a later date. We don't really have to rush things, right? We don't really have to rush things. Next up, another one for the DTCC, Weirder Things Records. According to this note below, the QSIP ID of a UBS bond due to settle tomorrow has been deleted. So now bonds don't default anymore because they will be deleted before failing to settle. This is extremely odd. We talked about in yesterday's video government covering things up for large banks, making that random FDIC meeting private for bank failures, and now this with UBS. Moving on, taking a look at this that has to do with the largest bank. Can someone explain how all the amount of shares of JGLO, an ETF ran by JP Morgan, failed to deliver the 3rd of October? The total FTD amount is higher than the total number of shares outstanding of the ETF, which makes absolutely no sense. JGLO only traded for 10 days before the FTDs. It holds 69 equities, including MAG7. It failed to deliver its entire 18 million shares outstanding. Was it a fake vehicle to use to manipulate market via ODTE? There are a lot of conspiracies that go around, but it's clear as day how they cover things up, kick the can, wipe the clock, and are partnered with the government, partnered with higher entities. Jumping right into AMC's chart, we're trading at $7, which we got a nice 5.4% rip today. However, that doesn't excite me whatsoever, and I'm sure it doesn't excite you guys. As of right now, we call the AMC making a new low, and I think it is going to make a lower low come late December, right around December 20th or so. Right now, we're getting the pop that we have drawn out right here. It's also fighting resistance at the recent low at $7.20. If it comes up to that, gets rejected, chop trades, comes up, breaks a little bit above it, watch $7.80 before scaling even lower. That is the short-term outlook. Again, do still hold all my shares, still in it for a squeeze. Nothing new here, just tracking the cycles. Also, 5.7 million shares available to borrow. We're up 5% on the day, and they somehow have about 6 million shares that they can drop on at any time, so be aware of that. Call to put ratio, 10,000 calls compared to 15,000 puts expiring in the money. So we are losing on the options chain, and the market is closed tomorrow for Thanksgiving. If I don't post, happy Thanksgiving, guys. And also Friday, the market will be open until 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. So 3 hours earlier, it's going to close than usual. Just so you guys remember that. I meant to put that at the beginning of the video, but I forgot. Short exempt volume, 277,000. It's extremely high. On yesterday too, when it didn't even do anything, right? AMC didn't do much yesterday. A lot of short exempts on it. They're not letting it run, and they have 6 million shares available to just drop at any time. Now, short interest of free float, 9.06%. According to Ortex, we know it's much greater than that, but it was at 9.1%, so it is slowly scaling down once again. A couple more things to note. AMC had an order imbalance on the 21st, 183,000 shares on the buy side, which means they couldn't match sellers, even on a red day, right? All of the shares that you are purchasing are just being parked in a random pool somewhere. It is not going right to the exchange, affecting supply and demand. And you can see that right here. The Fidelity order flow. Buy to sell ratio on AMC, 84% to 16% yesterday, and we still had a red day. GameStop trading at $12.47, down 0.64% on the day. Just getting a slight hammer candle right now. Expect GameStop to break lower, and the trade that I wanted to talk about is we expect it to come down to $10.10 on GameStop, break lower, which would be about a 20% gain from where we are at now. And if you're playing puts, that could be a decent gain to the downside as well. I do still hold my GameStop calls, and there is still a shot for it to come down and fill that long-term gap at $3.75, which would be a 70% drop, which would be absolutely huge. But AMC already got its massive dump. GameStop, I think, is trailing a little bit behind. GameStop, 450,000 shares available to borrow. Call to put ratio kind of evened out on the options chain, except more calls expiring out of the money than puts. So if GameStop did scale up, we could see, some decent action on the options chain. But overall, not a lot of volume. There's not going to be those moves this week. Short exempts also still low on GameStop. Moving on, Ken Griffin in talks to buy Miami Dolphins, also in talks to buy Hard Rock Stadium, and these will all be minority stakes. If someone wanted to purchase a car from you, but they had $65 billion that they owed to other people, would you even let them purchase that car from you on a monthly payment plan? You let me know in the comments down below. Not to mention a criminal, right? A criminal with history. Plus, hedge funds have not been doing well, and we've been talking about it. We just talked about how Blackstone closing down one of its funds. Hedge fund short sellers suffer $43 billion of losses in market rally. Hedge funds don't know how to play this volatile, choppy market with the S&P 500 ripping. They just assume it's going to drop, it's going to drop, it's going to drop, and now they are just getting slaughtered. Before we get into the overall market, the S&P 500, guys, join the Discord. The link is right under the video. I'm in there on the daily, so you can come talk with me. The most amazing people in there, the best vibes, and we have options trading alerts, so there's no reason not to get in the Discord. Link is in the top of the description if you do want to join, right under the Moomoo link. If you want up to 15 free stocks as well, courtesy of me and Moomoo, it takes 2 minutes, get it done. And by the way, when you're at Thanksgiving table with everybody, have them come to the channel and use my link so they can get free money, right? Help your family out. Just sign up using my link and make a deposit of any amount once your account is open, and you will start earning benefits from there. Also, just a great platform to use. Both of those links are in the top of the description or pinned in the top of comments, either one. Now, US jobless claims rise 209,000, estimated 225, and previously 233. So this is affecting the S&P 500, trading at 454.94, up 0.37% on the day. Dipped our toes in this range that we wanted to dip our toes in, and already seeing weakness. SPY continues to climb, but look at the volume fading, which shows that this move is getting weaker and weaker. Not only that, the SPY is fighting the macro resistance level. This is a huge pivot point for the S&P 500 to see if it's going to enter a brand new trading range, or if it is just going to get smacked even lower, and it's going to take us another month or a couple months to do so. Overall, watch this right here. If the SPY retraces quick, gets a spring, and volume picks back up with some solid news, it's going to be extremely bullish for the months, maybe years to come for the SPY. Tesla down 3.34%, trading at 233.15. My calls are now red. Came up, tested this trend line right back in June of 2021, came up, wicked it again, and then retraced 11.36%. Take a look at where Tesla is now. Tested this trend line, came up, tested it again, and now it is retracing. If we get that same retracement, it would come down to about 216.80 on Tesla. I'd either watch that, or I'd watch 223.60 for a retracement on Tesla. Either way, this range right here, I think Tesla will retrace down to, and then continue to scale higher. And this would also make a higher high and higher low on Tesla if I were to draw a trend line right here. Just a slight retracement. I'm not really worried about it. You guys let me know if you are still in the Tesla trade or are entering. Moving on, touching on crypto to close out the video, US Department of Justice, Binance allowed transactions with ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Syria, Hamas, and Iran. And then following that up, faced 18 months in prison as part of his plea deal with the US government. But wait, there's more. $1.3 billion in user funds were withdrawn from Binance following the US government indictment. So these people are smart. They're getting their money out of Binance, but Binance went to prison. This court case happened, and then he got out of prison, released on a $175 million bond, which is one of the largest bail amounts in history. But again, if all goes well, that bail money will be given back. But who knows if this guy has a secret hideout that he's about to head to. You guys let me know in the comments down below. Overall, that is what I got for you guys for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to check the links. Happy Thanksgiving. Join the Discord so we can talk more on the stock market, because I wish I could update you more, but I'm not going to make the video 20 minutes long. That is it. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.